Hello and welcome to episode number 8 of our weight loss series entitled Weight Loss Awakening. This one video is about how to deepen your connection to healthy food. A lot of us don't have any connection when it comes to healthy food. We alienate healthy food in a lot of ways and push it out of our diets in favor of those things that resonate deeply with us, often unhealthy foods. And so this video is really to get to the core of the matter and try to establish a healthy relationship to food. Now, there was a great book I read many years ago called The Culture Code. What this book basically discussed was what is the cultural code beyond certain brands, but it also discussed what's the code behind our culture. Like as an example, he goes into food, and in the book he describes that in France, the cultural code for food is actually pleasure, whereas in the United States, overall, it's actually energy. And for a lot of us, we need to determine what the underlying cultural code is for us. Is it pleasure? Is it energy? Is it culture? Is it ecology? I mean, there are people out there who are vegans, and as a result of that, sometimes they are doing it for ecological reasons. Is it family reasons, cultural reasons, or pleasure reasons? There are a lot of reasons behind why we eat food, and I think a lot of us need to sit back and try to determine what's underlying everything. What's the code? If you have an idea of what your cultural code is, leave it below. The second concept that we need to determine is, are we eating out of instinct? Now, I've gone over this many times now, and I'll continue to go over it. But the quote, again, is from Viktor Frankl, and it's something like this: between stimulus and response, there's a space. And in that space lies our power to choose. And in that choice lies our power and our freedom. And it goes back to, again, that quote that I've said in the Bible: every day I set before you life or death, choose life. Is it a life-affirming decision or a life-denying decision? And when we bring that into our life, that deepens our relationship with the decision, with the food that we're going to make. You know, it was echoed in this quote from Deuteronomy, but Jesus said it in the Sermon on the Mount. He said, say yes or no, everything else is evil. And so you're given a choice. You're given a choice between making decisions between healthy food and unhealthy food. But if we don't understand the cultural code, our personal code beyond the food, then we're not going to be able to make those changes forceful. And, you know, we have to understand that eventually this will yield pleasure even in the body. As you train your body to understand and listen to higher aspects of yourself, it will come around. And of course, you always want to have a piece of chocolate cake. But when you start feeling better, having more energy, you will start associating that with the foods that you're eating. On an emotional level, we need to use our emotion. Let's not completely go intellectual here. Don't skip over physical and go right to intellectual. We can use emotions. We can use these emotions to give us the strength to continue. When we reinforce our desire to become a more whole and healthy person, we can use our emotions to stir up energy, because if we're not engaging the emotional faculties, when we're not also choosing positive emotions, this can magnify our choices and allow us to make these choices with much stronger power. Now, if we are deciding on eating something that we don't want to eat, and our emotions are telling us that we should be eating that chocolate cake, that's not what I'm talking about. You need to be able to distinguish between that little devil on your shoulder that's telling you to eat the chocolate cake and that little angel on your other shoulder that is telling you that it's better for you to actually have, healthy food. We need to get above that. And it reminds me of that quote by Albert Einstein that said something like, we can't solve problems at the level of thinking in which we created them. And so all of this is about sort of stepping up on the ladder of growth and understanding things from a different perspective. We need to be able to identify that particular part of ourselves that's craving that chocolate cake all the time. And when we can isolate that part of us, supersede it, and use our emotions our emotions to want to live a better life, to be healthier, then we can go above that. Doesn't mean that little devil on your shoulder isn't always going to be whispering in your ear to eat that chocolate cake. It just means that we are going up a layer. We're going up a level to see it from a different perspective, a different level of thinking, like Einstein said. Now, the next level is intellectual. And of course, when we talk about all the facts about nutrition, we are understanding them from an intellectual perspective. And I will continue to be giving these because, of course, I'm a doctor and I obviously enjoy and love the science behind this. And so when we reach another level of intellectual comprehension, we are elevating ourselves again so that we can look down on that little guy on our shoulder who's telling us to eat the chocolate cake, reinforcing it with emotion, reinforcing it with scientific knowledge, and then we move to the next level, which is spiritual. And we've spoken about this. We've brought in the Bible into this conversation. Now, there is something called decision fatigue, where we just get tired of making decisions. And I want you to be aware of that, that as we continue to make these decisions, you can get tired. It can get tiresome to continually make decisions. But when we make the decision to establish a habit, that's a different story. And a lot of the reasons why I call this Weight Loss Awakening is precisely because when we start making those decisions for ourselves, even if it's just a simple decision between a piece of cake and some delicious salad, whatever the case may be, whatever that choice is, we are acting, we are making the choice, making a decision, becoming more active participants in our lives, and that can affect the entire rest of our lives. It can affect other parts of our lives as well, and that's why I call this Weight Loss Awakening, because I see such incredible potential for us, for anyone who is engaged in this path of trying to get healthier and losing weight, because we can make this a deeply spiritual path that can affect everything in our lives, can affect the people around us, can inspire people, and we can become people of action. And that's what we want, because a lot of times we think we are not given choices. Choices are made for us. And I'm saying that we need to step up and we need to say yes or no. We need to make a choice, and from that choice, you will be given strength. It's like you are making that step, and you will be met from the other side by strength. So I wanted to stress in this video, more important than anything else, I know I've sort of gotten off track a little bit, that when we insert this space, there are a few things we need to keep in mind. One is these 4 levels of existence: very physical, emotional, intellectual, and spiritual. The second thing we need to recognize and to implement when we insert the space and start making decisions is to make sure that we feel pleasure happening here. We do that by using our emotions, by realizing that we're on the right path, by even spending the time to find alternatives that give us pleasure, foods that are healthy that give us pleasure. And so we can look at this thing, all these choices that we need to make, and we can reinforce them through the 4 levels, through replacing emotions, and we can start reinforcing and reconnecting with healthy foods and healthy choices. And that's my message for this video. So if you like this video, leave a comment below and let me know how you plan to insert this space and which level really hits you the most. Is it the physical level of feeling better on a physical level? Is it the emotional level that's going to give you the strength to continue? Is it the intellectual level or the spiritual level? Leave your message below so that I know what's really resonating with you. This has been episode number 8. I hope you enjoyed the video. I look forward to seeing you next time on what will be episode number 9 of Weight Loss Awakening. Thank you so much, especially everyone in the Facebook group. If you're not in the Facebook group, definitely, I'll leave a link below. You need to check it out because we really have a great community of people there. But until next time, this is Dr. Carr for Weight Loss Awakening, and I'll see you next time.